Have Ping finally done it? The Ping G425 irons. Let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here guys. First things first, we have an intruder today. Gaz is stood right behind me filming a behind the scenes for his new channel, so go check it out if you want to see it. Also today we are filming the Ping G425 irons. Now I've titled this video, Have Ping Finally Done It? Because if you've ever played Ping G irons, you'll know just how good they are, just how long they are, and just how almost perfect they are. So Ping claim that the Ping G425 irons, as opposed to the Ping G410 irons and the Ping G... Do you know what the Ping G irons before? The G400 irons, and then the Ping... Basically, all the Ping G irons have been good, but they haven't felt quite soft enough. Ping claim that the new G425 irons feel a lot softer. We'll get into that and get into the bits of technology around it. But first of all, let's hit some shots. We're going to start with the pitching wedge. We've got pitching wedge, 8 iron, 6 iron and 4 iron. I've got them in a KBS Tour 120 stiff shaft, and I've got them in a red dot, which is a slightly flatter lie angle, which is generally perfect for what I would want. I always generally get fitted for a flatter lie angle when I do get fitted. So there's no excuses at all. Right. First shot off the bat, pitching wedge 130, spinning at 6.7. And that was, I can't quite believe that, but that was middle of the face. I think we're just going to call it a day there. So guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you do consider hitting that subscribe button below. If you're not new to the channel, then welcome back. And as always, as you know, it's really, really important to me that you're a part of these videos. And by that, I mean, I want you to hit those comments below. Today, comment below, who here uses Ping golf clubs? I know there's a lot of you. And what Ping golf clubs do you use, or did you use when we're allowed to play golf? And what will you use when we're allowed to play golf again? Because it's coming, I'm sure of it. See there, like I feel like I've done too much talking, because we're, what are we? 4 minutes in and I've hit one shot, and I'm like, I'll have to cut a lot of that out. But. So that's interesting. A little bit heely, distance has dropped off dramatically there, but spin rate has gone up. It was nearly a shank though. So the big thing for me guys is how good do these irons feel? Because Ping have always made good irons, and they made good mid-handicap irons, good beginner irons, and to be fair, good player irons as well. But they've never quite felt, they've never felt soft, they've never sounded particularly good, apart from maybe the Blueprint and the iBLADE, and they've made a few. But when it comes to the G irons, they've always felt a bit hard, a bit rock solid. So as you all know guys, feel is a byproduct of sound. Or sound is a byproduct of feel, and the way that Ping have battled that with the new G425 iron is to have a multi-material badging on the back to allow for a softer feel and a little bit of a softer sound. So far, it definitely feels softer than the G410 did. It definitely feels a little bit not as firm. Softer, you could say. Let's hit a couple more pitching wedges and move up through the set. Better. A lot better. So when I am getting this good and I'm striking it well, generally I'm getting around 130 yards, which for me with a pitching wedge is there or thereabouts. I'm actually quite surprised that it's not going that little bit further. When I had a warm-up with these clubs, seemed to be maybe one club higher than I would expect for the number, or in this case the letter that's on the bottom. Right, 2 more shots with the wedge. We're going to give these clubs a proper workout today, 5 shots with each, and see just how they perform. That was lovely, that was the best one yet. A little bit left, can't complain too much. Now, another thing Ping say about these G425 irons is that they offer 3% more inertia than the G410 irons. Now, 3% may not sound like a lot, but it's better than 2%. It's not quite good as 4%. But that's down to the extreme weighting in here. You can see that in the toe of the club here, we have this tungsten weighting, and that's just designed to accompany the perimeter weighting and offer more inertia, or forgiveness. Another thing that Ping say is that these irons are supposed to look a lot better. The visuals are supposed to be a little bit more appealing for a more wider array of golfers, and I think they've definitely done that. They definitely look a little bit more compact than the G410. The G410 looked way more compact than the G400, and that's where maybe you start to see the G700, the G710 come in and take over from the previous G range. So very clever what Ping have done to introduce a new set of clubs into the market whilst appeasing the fans of the G irons. Right, this 8 iron looks quite strong lofted. I will put the lofts on the bottom of the screen now. Definitely should have researched that a little bit more, sorry guys. But it definitely looks quite strong lofted. I would expect this to maybe be a bit longer than my stock 158 iron yardage. And you can see there straight away, quite low spin, but 163 yards for an 8 iron, which for me is what these clubs are really all about. Now, if you enjoy reading up on golf club technology, especially irons, you will have heard the term VFT. That stands for variable face thickness. It's something which a lot of brands are doing now. And Ping are also doing it. So what it means is that the faces have variable thickness, which is like what I did there by rearranging the letters to make it feel like I'm explaining what it is. But realistically, what it means is that there's more ball speed across the face, a little bit like Callaway's AI technology, a little bit like TaylorMade's inverted cone technology. All the brands have their own name for them, but they all generally do a very similar thing. They try and enhance ball speed no matter where you hit it across the face. Somewhere in there. So I hear what you're saying, James, that's all good and well, but how do they feel? The title of this video was a premise as to how they feel. They still feel a bit hard. They still feel a little bit, I don't know, like, I mean, they're not a forged iron, so you're never going to particularly get that uber soft feel. But then who's to say that the people who have used these irons for a long time want that soft feel? For me, I love soft feeling irons. I think it's something which I personally do look for when I buy a set of golf clubs or get fitted for a set of golf clubs or use a set of golf clubs. But the Ping G range of irons have been that popular for that long. They must be doing something right. People wouldn't keep putting them in the bag if they felt terrible, would they? That was a better swing. So straight away, a better swing, 160 yards. The spin's actually gone up a little bit, up towards 6,000. Could I use these? Maybe. I mean, dispersion is not great, but it never is it? Let's hit a couple more 8 irons and then delve into the 6 and the 4. Oh, I shook the face on that one a bit. That's the one that worries me for people of my ability using these clubs. I've shut the face on it, the spin's dropped off the planet, it's gone 170 yards with an 8 iron. I mean, I could aim at the right side surely and get that in the bag, no problem. Right, one more 8. Oh, that's wonderful. That is really nice. Let's move to the 6 iron. Now, another thing you may have seen in this review is the little white sticker at the butt of the club. That is the ARCOS system. It's something which Ping have started including in their iron sets now, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. Quite a few brands are doing this now. I know Cobra really started it off. But all it allows you to do is take your stats, learn from your mistakes, and hopefully improve your golf. For me, this is something which is undervalued by a lot of golfers and could help us all improve our games. Right, 6 iron. Oh, that's an absolute beauty. They're spinning quite low. I definitely think that really this 6 iron is equivalent to a 5 iron for me, and the 8 iron was a 7 iron. The pitching wedge was, you guessed it, a 9 iron. But they're definitely feeling that little bit better, that little bit softer than potentially the G410s did, which is quite a pleasant surprise, really. I mean, that's a 196 yard 6 iron, and although it looks like a 5 iron, it says 6 on the bottom, so it's got some sticker on it. I'm terrible for leaving those on. Come on, there we go. How consistent is it? I mean, I must say the top line looks almost like I would want a set of irons that I use to look. You can just see the kind of back of the club because the sole's so wide, so you do know that the forgiveness is going to be there. Didn't quite catch that one, and it's still gone 191. Why am I using small irons? Right guys, I'm going to fly through these 6 irons and we're going to focus a little bit on the 4 iron, and we're going to see just how far these PING G425s go. Can we get a moment for that dispersion with 3 6-irons? Oh, yes. Now we'll ruin it. We'll hit a snap hook now. Right, this could be the best dispersion display we've ever done. We've got one more shot, and that is ridiculous. Albeit I have been working, well, I haven't really been working hard on my game, but I've been trying to swing better. I know that sounds ridiculous. To me, it makes sense. Ping claim these irons are straighter. It might be me, I don't know. Hopefully it's me. I'd rather it be me. Oh, you ruined it. You ruined it. Right guys, now we move on to the 4-iron. The 4-iron is quite an interesting one because I'm not quite sure how many people who would be wanting the G425 irons would go up to 4-iron. Maybe you'd go hybrid, maybe you'd go 7-wood, maybe you'd even go 5-wood, or you might even go this bad boy, which we've got to review. How good does that look? Anyway, 4-iron. Come on, 4 of your best, 5 of your best even, with the 4-iron. I think this could be a 230 yarder if we really hit it like that. Ooh, I expected more from that, I'm not gonna lie. It was heely though. Another bottomy one. Oh, don't ruin it now. One thing I can say is I'm not striking, well, I have been striking them very well. This 4-iron, not so much. Again, they're still straighter, which for me is actually a nice breath of fresh air. Hitting bad straight golf shots I can pretty much cope with. Let's really get one out there. Better, 220, just turning a little bit. That one's spinning at 3,100, which for a 4-iron isn't that bad. Yeah. So I don't know if it's because I've started striking them a little bit worse, but the feel has gradually got that a little bit firmer. So if you do like a firmer feeling iron, then don't strike it good. I don't know where I was going with that. I suppose realistically, no iron's going to feel good when you don't strike it well, is it? Like that's a silly remark. Oh yeah, that one was fantastic. That one was glorious. It's not quite gone as far as some of the bad strikes because the spin was actually up, which I find a problem with these kind of irons. Again, for someone who may be used to using a smaller iron that's easier to get a little bit more spin with and that has more loft on it. Final shot of the PING G425 iron test. Come on, par 3. I always do this on the final shot, don't I? Par 3, there's a green out there at 225. 225. We need to launch it and get it in there. Worst swing of the... I always do the worst swing of the day when I do that as well. Guys, that is a load of shots here. The pitching wedge 8-iron, 6-iron and 4-iron of the PING G425 irons. How did they perform? In fact, first of all, how did they feel? Better. Still not perfect. I still, in answer to the question of the video title, they still haven't quite done it, but it's getting closer. How did they perform? Let's take a look. Now, dispersion is something which I'm very, very impressed with. I'm going to just kind of cut straight to the chase there. We've got the 4-iron there. We have the 6-iron there, so that one bad one at the end, but 4 really nice shots there. Again, didn't strike them amazing towards the end. Pitching wedge, a little bit all over, but it is easier with more loft to tweak it left a little bit, especially for me. I don't know why they're in that order, but the 8-iron there, probably one of the worst ones, but still, I mean, from 165 yards, you're not going to be missing many greens there, are you? Let's take a look at the numbers. Average numbers for the PING G425 irons. 4-iron 203 carry, 6-iron 191. So there's not much of a gap there for a 5-iron, which would worry me. Although I didn't strike the 4-iron anywhere near as well as a 6-iron, so obviously that has to be a bit of feedback for you all there. 8-iron 163, which isn't far off my usual 7-iron distance. There's actually a lovely gap in there from the 8 to the 6 for a 7-iron to fill at around 175 to 180, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. And also you can see there's quite a hefty gap between the 8-iron and the pitching wedge, so the 9-iron you would hope is around a 150 club ish. This is something which I think a lot of players would struggle with low lofted irons, with low spin irons, and I definitely struggle with it as well. Finding that necessary gap in for the distances you want to hit. The spin rates were quite low. The 4-iron was spinning around 4,000, which was good, but the 6-iron was spinning around 4,500, which wasn't so good. The 8-iron was spinning at around 6,000, which again is quite low, and the pitching wedge was spinning at 7,000, which isn't too bad. But for me, they're obviously not designed for me, they're not aimed at me. I've quite enjoyed hitting them, which I can't necessarily say for PING G clubs in the past. I think these are going to be popular. I think they're going to be popular because they do feel that little bit softer. They definitely look a little bit more aspiring to own. I think the colour scheme is fantastic. I think they look a little bit sleeker, a little bit smaller. I think PING have done a great job with that. And I think if you don't like these, you'll probably just go for the G710s, which are big and I mean, they look fantastic because they're all black. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Really hope you've enjoyed that. If you do want to see a behind the scenes of this video, then make sure you go check out Gaz's channel. He's absolutely loving it. Fair play to him. I think he's taken to it like a duck to water. Just hope the water isn't frozen like it would be at the minute, because that'd be quite sore. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave us a like. Comment below what PING clubs do you use. And apart from that, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.